What is the stupidest way you've injured yourself? I got out of a long hot shower and noticed a thread dangling off of my shirt, and when I tried to pull it out it just neatly sliced through several millimeters of my finger. It was so minor I can hardly even call it an injury, but getting cut by a shirt is definitely the stupidest I've had. Stabbed myself in the leg with a piece of metal. It was really thin and tapered at the tip, so when you swung it, you would hear this really cool whoosh sound. I swung down way too hard, and it went right into my shin. Bad times. I was in the 4th or 5th grade, but I jumped down an entire flight of stairs. Landed hard and hurt my foot. Walked on it for a day or two afterwards. Turned out I shattered my heel and broke my ankle. Hey, I did that same thing in college. Drank hot tea lying down. The first thing you learn in British school is to never drink tea lying down. I found my dad's EpiPen one day while looking for mouth spray for sore throats. It obviously wasn't what I was looking for, but I wanted to figure out how it worked. I ended up shooting the needle clear through my thumb. I then hid the evidence of my stupidity and never told my mom until years later. I'm sure your heart was racing for multiple reasons, not even counting the epinephrine. I bent over while having a shower and gouged a hole above my tailbone on the bath tap. This happened to one of my very intoxicated friends in high school. A bunch of us rented a beach house and she did this. She came running out of the bathroom completely naked, screaming for her boyfriend. She ran to the freezer and grabbed some ice cubes and held them against her asshole as she collapsed onto the hallway floor, simultaneously laughing and crying. Other dumb injuries from that trip: very bruised / possibly broken nose from opening the hot tub cover too quickly. Very bruised / possibly broken knuckles from trying to open a coconut with brass knuckles. Tripped over a storage ottoman trying to jump over it all slick. Got my toes wedged in the latch and broke my foot in 2 places. I dropped something behind my couch, leaned over the back to pick it up, and cracked a rib. Was in pain for a week. Getting old as hell. Shot myself in the eye with a Nerf gun. I looked into the barrel to see if it was loaded. I was 8. Sounds like a supervillain backstory. Riding my bike home in 5th grade slowly alongside my walking friends. Friend: Drew, look where you're going. Drew: no dude, I'm good at biking, I can do it with my eyes closed. Friend: no really dude, look out. Drew: no man, I'm good. Instantly crashes into a parked car, mess up my bike chain, have to drag my bike home in shame, and explain to my mom why my knee and lip are bleeding. I'm a welder. I work with really hot steel parts constantly, but I regularly burn myself on the microwave meals I eat for lunch. I can relate to this. I was a foundry worker a while back. Worked in an environment daily casting 4 tons at time of molten steel. Riddled with small, although some not so small, burns on my hands. Yet they are mainly from cooking. I think from working in such a hot environment I've become accustomed to heat, so most of my burns from the kitchen are from picking up hot pans, not realizing / feeling they're burning my hand until it's too late. Admittedly though, the worst burn I have had is from the foundry. Got hit in the leg by a splash of molten steel during casting. Required 2 surgeries and took about 18 months to heal. Punch myself in the tit while trying to fuck around with my sleeves. I don't know how it happens, but it happens often. Having punched, smacked, squeezed, bruised my tits since they grew in. I'm pretty sure they are their own entities. Yes, I spelled it that way on purpose. Thought I could walk my dog on a leash while riding my bike. Dog saw a squirrel and yanked me off my bike. I broke a few bones in my hand. Doc was like, what did you expect would happen? This reminds me of when we first got our dog, and it was my then 7-year-old's turn to take the dog out into the yard on the leash. But my daughter quickly got bored and wanted to climb a tree. She tied the dog's leash to a long jump rope, to another, and climbed. Edit to at, she tied the end of the line of ropes to her waist and climbed. My husband pulled into the driveway in the car. Puppy wildly dashed towards him at full speed. Kid flew out of the top of the tree, landed halfway across the yard, and was dragged the rest of the way. Puppy never broke stride. I was pulling a heavy blanket up, my hand slipped off of it, and my thumb, with a longish nail, went straight into my eye. Oh my god, I just flinched reading that. Did that result in a hospital trip? Bending over to pick up a paper bag. A completely empty paper grocery store bag. It was standing upright, not even laying on the floor. I barely had to even bend down to pick it up. Somehow this triggered a cosmic alignment between two vertebrae and nerve cluster, because suddenly I fell to the floor in crippling pain, could not get my back straight, and had to crawl to the living room so I could lay on the carpeted floor and try to stretch it out. I ended up fucked up like this for days and had to have physical therapy to slowly work out the pinched nerve. I was basically walking like Quasimodo for a couple weeks. People would assume I was in an accident or lifting some boulder like Hercules or saving a child pinned under a car. But nope. I was undone by an empty paper bag. Edit. Thanks very much for the silver and prayers lol. A friend of a friend was casually sitting at his dining room table and sneezed. Broke his ducking neck. Luckily he healed. No way Is that even possible? Something like this happened to me once. I was out trying to find/fix a hole in a panel fence one of my mum's miniature horses kept sneaking through. Well, I find the spot and start putting in staples so it'll hold, and I drop the staple cause I'm clumsy like that. So I reach down to grab it, and I audibly hear a pop and almost fall over, nearly unable to move at all. I somehow got over the fence and back onto my four-wheeler and spent the following week in bed moving as little as possible. I have no idea what I popped, but it felt like I'd been stabbed in the back. Even breathing hurt so much that I'd wake up in the middle of the night because I'd take too deep of a breath. Tried to stand up off the floor of a pub toilet after drunk dialing my ex and tore my knee cartilage. Was on crutches for a couple of weeks after that and ended up needing surgery. I don't know if this is the stupidest way I injured myself ever, but this is kind of funny and it happened today. I was looking at AskReddit and there was a guy who said he had a naked pic on his user page. So I was walking down the stairs from my apartment and I clicked on the guy's profile and I wasn't prepared for the sheer ridiculousness of the guy's pic lol. I missed a step and fell flat on my ass and down about 7 or 8 stairs. But the worst part is an old lady saw me fall and picked up my phone. The naked pizza guy is still on it and she went to speak and didn't say anything and silently handed me my phone. I can never look at her again ever. This is the comment where the guy said it. When I was a kid we had blue carpet in the living room. I had just watched some movie or show where the characters jumped into a painting and I started thinking maybe if I believed really hard, the blue carpet would turn into a vast ocean. So I climbed up on the recliner and swan dove into the floor. Stepped on a pebble, broke my leg. I have osteoporosis. Mr. Glass, is that you? Now, in all seriousness, that must have hurt. Rode a bike with no shoes and no brakes, stopping with my foot out of habit, and skinned the entire top of my foot. Edit. Thank you everyone for sharing your stories. I've never had a comment this popular. RIP my inbox. Edit 2. Since people are confused as to how I skinned the top of my foot, I'd stop my bike with the ball of my right foot. Usually my shoes provided traction and slowed me down. Since I was going so fast and didn't have shoes, when I put my foot down the speed made my foot bend forward, top down. Hope that helps. When I was 6, back in the backward 60s, our family went to Universal Studios. We saw several movie and TV sets which were really cool. Lots of fake items meant to look real. So of course I wanted to touch the cactus on the western sets. because they looked so fuzzy and soft. This led to several hours of pulling out spines from my fingers. Summer after 5th grade, I was in the backseat of my parents' car going about 40 miles per hour and had my hand out the window making an airplane wing with it. Well, some too close to the road sign didn't like this and decided to break my hand. I was 4 years old, and while in kindergarten I hid behind a door and put my finger in the door hinge with the objective to pull it out before the teacher closed the door. In my mind it was like a little game. I was stupid, yes, but I was 4 years old. No need to say that I wasn't fast enough at pulling out. I didn't lose the finger, but it became a little shorter and the shape of it is weird. I was a dumb kid. I wondered how much it would hurt if I whacked myself in the head with a hammer. It hurt a lot. Edit. Dear God, don't let this be my internet legacy. Hello beautiful people, if you stumbled across this video and enjoyed, please like, comment and subscribe.